Banksy is an English graffiti artist, painter, and film director. His work is political and satirical, sprayed in public places all over the world. His identity has remained anonymous, but in 2008, the British newspaper, The Mail on Sunday, revealed him as a Bristol-based Robin Gunningham. However, this is unconfirmed. His technique usually involves stencils, enabling him to craft his paintings with great detail in a short time. He developed a distinctive iconography of highly recognizable images, such as rats and policemen, that communicated his anti-authoritarian message. Banksy began spray painting trains and walls in Bristol in the early 1990s and expanded his settings throughout England, then all over the world by the early 2000s. He often juxtaposes popular icons with incongruous images, for example, a war helicopter adorned by a large pink bow. Or other work includes retakes on famous masterpieces, for example, Claude Monet's water lilies littered with overturned shopping carts, Van Gogh's flowers, wilted and dying. Additionally, rats are also a common theme. In 2005, Banksy painted a wall on the Palestine side of the West Bank. On the viewer's side, children play in a forlorn patch of earth, while through the apparent hole in the wall there is a scene of a perfect tropical beach. Banksy melds street-fighting passion and pacifism. Banksy described himself as a quality vandal, challenging the authority of political and art institutions on both right and the left. He staged the exhibition titled Banksy vs. Bristol Museum, which featured more than 100 pieces at the Bristol City Museum and Art Gallery in 2009, and was named one of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time magazine in 2010. On September 8, 2006, Banksy smuggled a life-sized inflatable statue of the Guantanamo Bay detainee into Big Thunder Mountain Railroad in the Frontierland section of Disneyland in California. Disneyland's Frontierland tells its visitors a story of heroic pioneers carving civilization out of a wild and savage wilderness, with its promise of the conquest of other alien lands and uncivilized spaces. The blow-up doll is a mute figure in the landscape, destitute of speech and denied any right of reply. Soon after Banksy's active guerrilla intervention at Disneyland, he released a short video on YouTube that tracked in detail the process of making and installing the Guantanamo Bay inflatable doll. Banksy's video begins with a line of real Guantanamo prisoners, dressed in their now iconic orange jumpsuits and black hoods, being marched by U.S. soldiers. Superimposed on this image is the text, Disneyland 2006. The video then cuts to a nondescript room in which Banksy, with his face pixelated, is shown dressing his inflatable doll with the orange jumpsuit and hood. Once the doll has been dressed, he stashes it in his backpack. The viewer is then taken on the car journey to Disneyland. Banksy is seen negotiating the security check at Disneyland's entrance, with a guard rummaging through his backpack and then giving him the all-clear to enter. Banksy's walk through the grounds of the amusement park is set satirically to the soundtrack of Disneyland classic song titled It's a Small World After All. He is then shown sitting on a bench, where he removes the doll and proceeds to inflate it. Once the doll is inflated, he places it over the stockade-like fence that surrounds the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad in the Frontierland section of the park. The Big Thunder Mountain train is shown careering into the shot, with the visitors abruptly confronted by the sight of the Guantanamo Bay detainee in a diagonal relation to a Christian cross that is staked in the river. The doll remains in place for 90 minutes before the voice of a Disneyland official is heard to say, "Sorry folks, due to some security reasons, we have to stop our ride." The ride is closed to the public while the figure is removed. The last shot of the video is of the entrance plaque to Disneyland, which reads, "Here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and future." Banksy's commercial work includes the cover art of Blur's 2003 album Think Tank. Banksy's several books and website document his projects. In 2010, Banksy directed the film titled Exit Through the Gift Shop, which is a documentary that profiled the lives and work of the world's most talented graffiti artists, which was nominated for an Academy Award. Although he's increasingly famous, Banksy remains anonymous. His rare interviews are conducted via email or with responses delivered by an altered voice on tape. He remains committed to street art, declaring that life in a city in which graffiti was legal would be like, quote, like a party where everyone was invited, end quote. Thank you for watching.